Hey, good morning, guys. Cheers. My been a chaga mushroom, so in my coffee and in the pot while I brew it. So I just put a teaspoon into each cup of coffee, and I put a teaspoon in the pot while it's brewing. So let's see. Still no camera hasn't come in. The mail just ran, so it's like great. The lighting in front of me, I have not changed it. This is a different lighting test, so I've got the 3 on in front of me, but not the one on above the green screen. So just testing this to see how it's gonna go. My glucose is much better now. However, there may come times where I have to put sunglasses on with the setup like this. I will try to move the lighting, straight up and down instead of on an angle. So just to try to get it away from my eyes, because it does bother me. Anyway. So I was hit with several questions, right? And whereas, if I were new, and one is if I were new into crypto, would I suggest DigiByte or Elrond? And that's a difficult question to answer. It depends on the person, really. Short answer, I would say DigiByte, right? Long answer, I'd say, if those were my only 2 options, and now look, none of this is advice in any way, shape, or form, right? But if I were new and I had someone to help guide me, maybe both. And, maybe only DigiByte. I don't know. Because Elrond, I think, can do good things in the future as well. But I see Elrond as more of a coin for staking and farming, because that's what I use it for, which is why that kind of gets into the part of more of not a newbie, more of a person who's been in crypto a little while, who's looking to take some of their profits, right, and move that into a coin where, like with Elrond, EGLD, currently I earn like 300 or 400% APR, so yearly. So I can take those crypto gains, put that in Elrond, and then put that in the Maiar DEX, MAIAR. And I can then stake that Elrond, also do a liquidity pool, or not liquidity pool, liquidity farming. I'm providing liquidity to the exchange. So on that, I'm able to earn 300-400% annual. Now, let's just say you got $10,000 in Elrond and into MEX, which is the Maiar exchange, so token. So based on that, just say a 400% APR, I'll have $40,000 as a rate of return yearly that except I compound that daily. So that's a difficult question to ask, or rather to answer, because you see, there are many things that a newbie needs to learn before, before they go diving into projects that offer a rate of return. I think that they should learn DigiByte first and learn decentralization, the benefits of DigiByte, like the 5 mining algorithms against a 51% attack, and against different mining, how do you say, not mining attacks, but say a large entity tries to control one particular part of mining. That's fine. There are 5 total, so you can just move to another. Whereas, they can only control 20% of the mining as a max, but that is still going to be evenly distributed between everyone who's in that mining algorithm, as well as all the different security benefits and everything else. So I would say that a new person needs to learn DigiByte before learning Elrond. However, it's not such a bad idea to have a certain allocation into a residual income project. So, whereas, and that's that 300 or 400% APR of Elrond is not even including the cost of the coin or token going up in value. So, and here again, as of right now, see, I don't, that's why I don't really like these kind of questions, because there are so many different variables, right? Like right now, $1,000 to invest. You do what you want, really. But for a new person, I would steer them more into DigiByte. However, at the same time, it would not be a bad idea just to take a look at Elrond to expose them to yield farming. But it may be way too much for that person to take in all in one shot because they're new. They're going to need some guidance. They're going to need a lot of help in order to do that. So, but and this gets to another question that I was asked. That first question was from Thetaverse. This next question comes from Eminem. Asking if from my previous video, if I would use that same logic on alts. And again, that's, as far as the 618786 retracement, would I use that same logic on alts? Well, that's another broad question. Yes, I would use that as a short answer. Long answer is, we still don't know yet. That's why I'm not selling any of my alts. That's why I'm not selling any of my current position. It's just the amount of my dollar cost average moving forward is going to be placing these lowball offers. And the reason why I say that we don't yet know on many of these alts, I think that yes, you should have lowball orders across the board on many different crypto for such a cheap price. But the reason why I say that we don't yet know is because with every altcoin season bull market, you see a slight retracement in Bitcoin first. Then you see the altcoins go up. You see that transfer from Bitcoin into the alts. So I don't yet know the correct answer to that. That's too difficult. There are too many variables there. So I would have limit buy orders off on the side to pick up these coins in case of a flash crash or in case we are headed into a bear market. However, what also looks like a bear market for Bitcoin can also send the altcoins moving up higher. Because really, I don't think we've hit the high. I know that we haven't hit an alt season. A lot of them popped off and did a 10x, right? But how many just in the last few months have gone from where $1,000 invested would give you $1 million return? I haven't seen many of those. Like with Cardano, at 2 cents, and then it pops off to $2. And then again with like with Theta going to $16, all the way from cents. So, but we still haven't seen moves across the board, like say with Bitcoin Cash or with Litecoin, or same thing with DigiByte. I mean, DigiByte did a good 10x too. Actually more than a 10x, because my last buy-in was 0.0035 in DigiByte. And DigiByte went to, 16 cents or 18 cents? Something like that. Was that the camera that was just delivered? So, yes, I would have lowball offers across the board. But I would not sell my position. I'm not selling my position in case I'm wrong. I don't want to miss the altcoin market, right? Now, do you purchase more alts currently? Sure, do whatever you want. My position of alts, I've already got quite a bit. You have to remember, I hit a home run, so I took profit from that, and I moved that, I reallocated, I diversified into many different crypto to go ahead and lock in the things that I wanted, so I mean, if you hold zero of something and you want some of it, by all means, buy it, But also remember, it's not a loss until you sell. I mean, take for instance Dent. How many of y'all remember Dent from 2017, right? So I still hold Dent. So DENT. So just like a dent in the car. And I think my buy-in was like at 0.006. So like right now, I think it's still, I think it's still only like 0.003 at the moment. So I currently, I'm still half of what I invested back in 2017. I'm not selling that. I intend to use that one day. They have a working product. Now, the question then becomes, do I buy more? Do I add to my position just a little bit? Because it's a project that, it's a project where, like say for your cell phone service, regardless which one, and say I'm overseas, say I'm in London, right? So instead of paying these wild, crazy roaming fees while I'm traveling the world, if I want, I can then just go to the Dent app, which is an app on Google and iOS. So you can download that and you can see the price of the minutes that you want to purchase instead of paying a roaming charge. I intend to use that one day. So, now I don't have a huge portfolio of it. Back then I threw like maybe $2,000 into it. I think that was Amazon that was the Echo that I have, that the Echo Show is making noises. So I think that means that my delivery is here for the camera. Now I'm also getting the SD cards and dehydrated bell pepper, red and green. So, but anyway, kind of beside the point. So many of these questions, you have to figure these things out for yourself. Don't rely on the latest, greatest YouTuber to come out and to give you a clear, cut and dry answer on that. You have to figure out what works for you. And can you stomach the ride? Say if, like, Dent, for instance. If you bought Dent back in 2017 for 0.6 of a cent, do you have the stomach to ride that all the way up and ride it all the way back down and ride that roller coaster? Because that's what it's going to take. It depends. Do you intend to use it? So there are many other factors there to consider, other than just making a quick dollar. So do you believe in the project? Do you intend to use it? Have you done your research and your homework on these different projects? So short answer, yes, I would have limit buys across the board. Crazy low numbers on alts, because when Bitcoin drops to a 618 or a 786 or a 702 Fibonacci retracement, when Bitcoin drops, altcoins fall out the freaking bed, right? So imagine losing 90%. So if Bitcoin drops 61%, 618, right? If Bitcoin drops 61%, altcoins are going to drop 90, roughly. So I cannot apply that same exact figure to the altcoins, because the altcoins use Bitcoin and other coins as a trading pair. So when Bitcoin falls in price or rises in price, these altcoins are going to multiply that effect, which is why I don't know if we're about to begin an altcoin season where it becomes wild, which is why I'm not selling. However, I am placing, because I'm comfortable with my current position of altcoins and of Bitcoin, I'm placing orders across the board on many different coins. I'm talking lowball offers. So, like I said, in case of a flash crash, or in case Bitcoin does fall out the freaking, or in case Bitcoin does drop in value, and then these altcoins just fall out the freaking bed. So, yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm a capitalist. Anarcho-capitalist, but a capitalist. And that simply means without a ruler. I have no ruler. I bow to no man or woman. Hello. I only bow to one. My Lord. That's it. But a lot of these different questions are, I don't know if they're, I don't want to say it that way. However, a lot of people on YouTube, if they're hit with these kind of questions, they can be gone after later, right? So I'm doing the best I can to help you decide what's best for you. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not, I don't have any sort of background as far as professionally. I mean, I began investing in equities in 1995. So I'm well versed on many different things, but that's never what I did as a profession. So I cannot offer that type of advice. So I'm just telling you some of the things that I would do if these were questions in my own head. So you need to decide what you want to do. That's all. So same thing, like with the Elrond and DigiByte. Would you invest $1,000 in a DigiByte or $1,000 in Elrond? There are just too many factors there. I don't know. 50-50, 75-25, maybe just 100, because if the person is new, there's going to be a learning curve to get to that point, right? So, very difficult questions to answer. So, anyway, that's, I guess that's about it. Now, I will say this. I will say that I was watching Elrond, and this is just for me. They were at $200. Recently I bought Elrond as high as like $530, which was like the high. But I invested at $530, then again at like $425, and then again at like $350-ish, somewhere in that ballpark. Now they're down to $200. So, you do what you want. But over time, yeah, you can lower your dollar cost average and acquire more coins. So, however, if you don't hold enough already, if you can't sleep at night with what you currently hold, by all means, purchase more. However, if you have enough and you're comfortable, same thing, by all means. Place lowball offers out on the market of limit buy orders out there, just so that way when those orders, they remain on the books. So while those orders are on the books, if the price just dips, even on that particular exchange, your order will fill. Same thing when you go to sell. So that's totally different than a stop loss, though. So become educated in a stop loss as well as a trailing stop loss. Whereas you can trail your stop loss by 10% as well. So those are really, really useful tools. So there's quite a bit to take in. That's why I say for a newbie, it depends how much you want to work with that person, how much you want to go over. What I would suggest, if you were working with someone who is new in crypto, okay, don't have them practice with their entire portfolio in each transaction, okay? I would show them different things like Control-C to copy and Control-V to paste under Notepad in order to copy and paste their addresses. So, and to label them and, file, save as, and then title it, ETH you know, or DGB receive address, you know, something like that. So that way they know that whenever they purchase from the exchange and they want to withdraw from the exchange, they can just go to File, Documents, and then just type in, you know, DGB receive. And there's their receive address. And then they can copy and paste that directly and, you know, say, excuse me, Control C to copy, Control V to paste. So that was how a blind dude did crypto, was Control C to copy, Control V to paste. So, and many other things in there, but that's the gist of it. So anyway, I could probably ramble on for a bit, but that's about all for today, I guess. About to play with the lighting. Hopefully that was the camera at the front door. No one rang the doorbell or knocked on the door, but I heard a package lean up against the door. So, you know, it is true. When you lose one sense, others heighten. So, with that, y'all be cool. Later.